Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good? Alright. Well, this morning I wanted to get into the different numbers and the energy that is associated with those numbers. So in numerology, you just use the numbers 1 through 9, and then it resets to 1 again, except for 11, 22, and 33. Those are going to be master numbers, all right? So let's get started here. All right. So sorry, I'm still waking up here. La, 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 la. All right. So we got 1. I have a lot of 1 energy. 1 is masculine energy. I'm a 1 life path. I'll get into that in another video. So subscribe and like the video for more, to learn more about numerology. Numerology makes astrology and the universe, it makes it digestible for men, because this is what the elites use. And that's something you have to know, all right? You know, I'm not here to read horoscopes and, fantasy bullshit, all right? That's what the women do, the fake women that, don't have money and haven't used this. And granted, I just now figured stuff out, done a lot of research, but I do practice what I am preaching, all right? So subscribe for more. But 1, masculine energy. So if you're born, I'll do if you're born on the 1st or the 10th, or, something that adds up to a 1, then you're going to be very argumentative. A, first letter in the alphabet. It all correlates, all right? And this isn't fake gematria stuff. This is actual, this is truth, all right? This is stuff that the elites don't want you to know, all right? So if you're born on the 1st, 10th, you're probably pretty argumentative. You can be stubborn, all right? You can be, lawyer. A, first vowel. Attorney starts with an A. So you're very hard-headed. You like to argue. So you would make a good lawyer, attorney, stuff like that. You are also a natural leader, all right? 2, feminine energy, all right? So people, and this supersedes genders and everything else, all right? So 2, you're not gonna have a 2 life path, but 2, all right, you're not gonna have a 2 life path. But if you're born on the 2nd, you're gonna have more feminine qualities. So the yin needs a yang. So 2 is feminine energy, all right? So it's balance, emotional, probably pretty emotional if you're born on the 2nd, even if you're a guy, all right? So 2, feminine. 3 is gonna be the creative energy, child. I'll start with the 3rd letter of the alphabet, the C, all right? So creative, childlike energy. So 1 plus 2 equals 3, all right? So you're gonna be very creative. You're gonna be able to tap into that creative. A lot of 3s are good comedians. For example, Chris Rock is a 3. He has a lot of 3 energy. All right. comedian. You also make good influencers, good, like social media. You're very creative if you're born on the 3rd or the 12th, because 1 plus 2 equals 3. So you always reduce the numbers unless it's a master number, 11, 22, and 33. So you're always going to reduce the number. All right? So 3. Creative, probably good musicians, actors, comedians especially. You can be very funny. You know how to make people laugh. And then 4, all right? America was founded on the 4th. So 4, or the independence on the 4th, July 4th. But if you're born on the 4th, or not the 22nd, because that's a master number, remember, all right? So if you're born on the 4th, the 13th, 1 plus 2 equals 4, you're going to be a very hard worker. So you're going to probably outwork all of your colleagues, outwork everybody if you're born on the 4th, or anything that adds up to a 4. So 4 is hard work, reliability, stability, all that is gonna be number 4. All right, the number 4. So 5. All right, 5. If you're born on the 5th, or anything that adds up to a 5th, you are gonna be very attractive. It is what it is. Go through your Facebook friends. Look at everyone's birthday. People that are born on the 5th, or anything that adds up to a 5. So the 14th, 1 plus 4 equals 5. For anyone that doesn't know that. But yeah, if you're born on the 5th, anything that adds up to a 5th, you're going to be very attractive. Go do your research if you don't believe me. Look at it. Look at it in your own life. That's what I had to do. All right? Even if you're a guy, you're going to be very attractive. But women that are born on the 5th, they are going to be some of the most attractive people ever. And 5, you also like to travel. 5 is freedom, travel, and you probably have a pretty high sex drive. Naturally. So that is 5 in a short, concise thing. All right. And then 6. 6 is family. All right. Home and family. The number of home and family. So if you're born on anything that adds up to a 6, you are going to be a homebody. You are going to be very family oriented. Probably you would do best in a family run business or real estate. A lot of people, 6 energy, do really good in real estate, stuff like that. So 6 is gonna be family. If this is how it all correlates. F, 6th letter. All right. So family, home and family. So guys, if you want to find a good woman, look for someone that is born on the 6th or the 15th. All right. Or the 24th. Okay. They are going to make good wives. And then 7. 7 is the number of the genius. So my name, just so I can correlate to myself, how it relates to me, don't believe everything online. I had to do a lot of digging to find out true information because gematria and other things kind of mess this up, adding your name up. But Ryan Andrew Mead, it adds up in numerology to a 7. All right. So 7 is a genius. When I was in school, especially in elementary school, before I got into drugs, and I mean, I'm sober now, but got into drugs and other things, I was very intelligent. All right. I took a high school, IQ test. I took a high school IQ test, and it was right below the Albert Einsteins and the Elon Musk, and it wasn't quite that high, but it was right below. It was the top, 8% of people. So 7 is the number of the genius. G is the 7th letter in the alphabet. All right, so that's how it all correlates. So if you're born on the 7th, the 16th, you're gonna be very smart. The 25th, 2 plus 5, 7, 25th, gonna be very, very intelligent. You're good with analytics. You're good, that type of stuff. But you do have a problem in relationships and communication sometimes. If you have a lot of 7 energy, just because you're so smart that sometimes communicating in relationships aren't really your forte. You got to work at it. So 7 is the genius. You're going to be very smart. 7, you're also going to be more accident prone and get injured more than other people. All right, so look at all of these in your life, and the easiest one is the day people are born on. So look at family members, friends, go down your social media, if it has birth dates, ask people. That is how you find out that this is actually accurate. And don't get me wrong, it's a high accurate rate, but if someone's born on the 5th, but they're fat, maybe if they were skinny, they would be very attractive, but they let themselves go. You do have a thing called free will. If you're a 7, but you're in active addiction, then you may not tap in to that genius level because you're running and gunning, doing a bunch of bad stuff. So, but just look, in a general sense, and you are going to have a very high rate of accuracy with what I am telling you. All right. So 7, genius. 8 is the number of money. Look at the letter 8, the number of money. You either have it, you're at the top, you have it, or you don't. You're at the bottom of the 8. It's also karma. So if you're born on anything that adds up to an 8, you have to live a righteous life, all right? A righteous life, because karma is going to affect you more than other people, all right? So I do believe in a thing called karma. What goes around comes around. Look at how you write the 8. Goes around, comes around, and da-da-da-do-da. So, yeah. So 8. Money, karma. You also like power, all right? And women that are born on anything that adds up to an 8, they like men with money, power, it is what it is. So, all right, let's get to 9. 9. So, there's a lot of misinformation on 9. I am not gonna go into depth about it, but if you look online, it says 9 is a humanitarian, all right? But you look at people that are 9 in history. Stalin was a 9. He sound like a humanitarian? If you're a 9, you are going to be the youngest soul, but you're very intelligent. Intelligent. So I, 9th letter, very intelligent. All right. So 9s are a tricky one. If you're a 9, you're going to be good at crypto. All right. And then the master number, 11. I am born on the 11th. So 11 is, you're going to have to learn how to control your emotions and don't let them control you. So you'll do good approaching things in a diplomatic way. All right. But 11, you are a teacher. You can be very spiritual. You have charisma. You can be very likable. You know, you have that charisma factor if you're an 11. So 11, 29, because you don't reduce 11. So it doesn't, not 1, 2, it's 11. It's a master number. You're on a higher vibration than other people. And master numbers are the oldest souls. So 29 would be 2 plus 9, 11. So, you know, anything that adds up to an 11, you are an 11. But, yeah, very charismatic. Look at people that are 11s, all right? Alex Jones, 11. Joe Rogan, 11. You know, they are very good. A lot of athletes have 11 energy, all right? A lot of athletes, you can be very athletic, but you also have charisma and that it factor that draw, like, people are drawn to you like a magnet. And then 22 is a master builder. So you're good at building people up. You know, you're good at building things. You're a master builder if you're a 22. And then lastly, 33. 33, you're at the highest vibration. There are not a lot of 33s, you know, because not a lot of birth dates adds up to 33, and then there is no 33rd day of the month. All right, so if you're at 33, you are very so you're like Albert Einstein was 33. You know, you're at the highest vibration if you're at 33. All right, so in just that is the numbers and how it relates to people. All right, I thought I'd give you a lesson this morning. Hopefully I did an all right job. If you thought so, go ahead, subscribe, follow me, whatever platform you're watching it on. I need to get my followers up and my numbers up, all right? I am in a snake year, so I am going to go hard because I am a snake. And also, eventually I'm going to be charging for this. So listen up, especially if you know me. But if you want a numerology reading, hit me up on whatever platform. You know, I have X, Instagram. Just look up my name. I changed a lot of my stuff to my name, Ryan Mead. So look it up, message me. Also, if you're on like YouTube or something, you can send an email. I think I have the email in my bio description of the channel, but you can send an email to me, American Mead, MEADE, business, BUSINESS at gmail.com. Just say you want a reading. And what I'm going to need to know, I'm going to need to know your full birthday, full name, you know, that stuff. So yeah, hit me up. I'll give you a free reading, limited time only, you know. Other people that I got some information from, like Gary the Numbers guy, he charges thousands of dollars for readings, all right? And then his students charge like over $200 for a reading. So it's a very good deal. Hit me up. I got to get practice. So, yeah. All right. I hope everyone has a good day. kick today's ass. Peace.